laws and prescripts.
This is SME on Point. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we are out in Pretoria and we decided that we will join the innovators at the Innovator Hub outside on the east of Pretoria. This is where you'll find innovators, people who are in the ICT and green economy industry. They're trying to really change the world, trying to make sure that technology plays a large role in everyday lives and probably the future of work too. Behind me is the Tribute to Innovation mural. This is where you find all the innovators in South Africa that have been given prominence here. A name worth noting here, obviously, Mark Shuttleworth, the first African in space, has also launched programs to South African youth in science and technology. We've got other exceptional technological innovation in adhesives, as well as Sydney Brenner, Nobel Prize winner in medicine, and Max Tyler. But these are the people that are on the wall. I am going to speak to an innovator that is based here at the Hub to find out how he is changing the interactive driver education system. That's a new innovation that Tivash Moodley, the founder of Drivio and TMI Simulation Solutions, will be telling us about what his company does. We will also want to find out about his relationship with politics, what he expects from the local government elections, what will make his business better. Let's find out from him. Trivesh, thank you so much for joining us on SME on Point. Firstly, tell me a little bit about your innovation and your company.
So, hi, thank you for this great opportunity. And as you know, we are innovators at the Innovation Hub. We started here in 2004. After working a decade in the aerospace industry, I realized that there was a lot of opportunity for the simulation and training technologies developed in the aerospace sector to be used in other industries that could benefit from it. And one of the industries that we chose was the old school driver training system. They never exploited or took the opportunity to use simulation and modern technologies to advance driver training.
Yeah.
And this is becoming a real challenge when we're teaching youngsters of today how to drive, because they're so technologically advanced and now they sit with the old man in his car learning how to drive, and that's not going to happen. People lose interest. They basically become discouraged. Yeah, they get discouraged, yeah. and then they don't want to get their licenses. But
let's talk about how you are enabling youth, women, and people with disabilities through this innovation. That, by the way, he's going to be showing us. It is right behind my cameraman Mashudu. Tivash will come and demonstrate how this works, so you can see it for yourself. But tell us a little bit about how it can help, particularly people with disabilities.
Yeah, so one of the important things about simulators is, you're creating the real world virtually, right? So you create a virtual world and you enable people to interact with this virtual world in a safe, stress-free environment. Mm. And now, with people with disabilities, and especially some of our youth as well, they get stressed a lot when they're in traffic, especially if they haven't had a lot of exposure to driving, yes. Right? And this discourages them. So when you learn how to drive in a driving simulator, right, you actually learn step by step gradually. So that the process of learning is very simplified, and it actually enables you to learn progressively. And as you're learning progressively, you're actually convincing yourself and building confidence and the skills that you need to tackle the real road.
Yes.
And when you're with the real people on the road.
Let's take a walk to the Drivio so that you can show me more and show our viewers more. I'm sure they'll be as interested as I have been at this machine, where you can tell us. It looks really, it's got monitors and everything, very sophisticated. Share with us what we are seeing here.
Okay. So today you see here is a locally grown technology. It's a driving simulator where we basically take the real parts of the vehicle, and what happens is when you take the real, we then integrate it with software to create a machine that operates in a virtual world. But all the controls, as you can see, the steering wheel, the display gauges, the pedals and stuff, are all from the real vehicle. But he's not actually on the road. He's in a virtual world where he's learning how to drive in a very simplified way. As you can see in this particular scenario, he doesn't have any traffic and he's taking his time.
It's got odometers and everything.
Yes, so it's got the speedometer, it's got the rev counter, so you're actually learning. Unfortunately, we turned the sound off because of the interview, but when you incorporate the sound and motion, it actually makes you feel like you're operating and driving in the real vehicle. And
so
that's the benefit of it.
The reason also that Tivesh, we are here is also to get your views about the upcoming local government elections. It's to get your views about the upcoming local government elections as an innovator in the ICT space. These are coming up on the 1st of November. What is it that is foremost important to you as an entrepreneur that you want the political parties to be aware of?
You know, firstly, I'd like to say that I've been very fortunate to be in the Innovation Hub and in the smart city of Tshwane, right? We've had a lot of exposure to international businesses, South African industries and government as well. I would love this opportunity to be given to all South Africans throughout South Africa. If we do not start building on innovation and entrepreneurship throughout South Africa, we're going to struggle to grow our economy and sustain our economy, because we all know entrepreneurship is the heartbeat of every economy. And you've seen it on the wall there. If you look at some of the innovators and entrepreneurs on that wall, today they are global icons, you know, changing the world, literally. So we can't isolate this to small pockets of South Africa. We've got to make it available to everybody in South Africa. And local government needs to take that initiative and make the initiative to empower as many people as possible. And sometimes it's not just about funding, it's about creating hubs like these, you know, simple hubs where people can work together, collaborate together, and make, you know, working together you can change the world.
Let's talk about some of the constraints in innovating. I know that we've gone through a period and still go through a period of things like load shedding. And you also mentioned the issue of safety on the road. How important is this in your journey of innovation?
Okay, so I'll speak as a South African citizen. You know, not having electricity, not having stable internet connectivity, and poor transport systems does create hindrances that sets us back a little bit, right? We waste time, we waste energy, and we waste money trying to navigate through the inefficiencies in our society. And if we can solve those problems, people would have more energy, more enthusiasm to create good ideas, good concepts, because they not have to worry with the day-to-day nitty-gritty of trying to just commute. You know, the activity of commuting should be seamless. It should be, you should be able to get from place A to B on time. You know, it doesn't need to be, you don't need to be plagued with traffic, then plagued with unworking traffic lights, and thereafter, you know, just congestion everywhere. So,
Tivesh, thank you so much for your views. So what I'm taking away from here today on SME On Point, when I'm sitting down with innovators like this, they talk about making entrepreneurship accessible to all by having hubs such as these where people are able to come and test their ideas. Electricity obviously remains also very important, and of course safety on the road and seamless going from point A to point B is also important. At 1:30, we will be speaking to more entrepreneurs here at the Innovation Hub to find out about the other end and what other entrepreneurs are doing here at the Innovation Hub. That is coming up at 13:30 on S3 and SABC News 44. Remember, we are on Instagram and we are also on Facebook. Our handle is @SME On Point. Please follow us, write to us, tell us what you think of our series of Going to Entrepreneurs during this time of local government elections.
Advocate people with employment and personnel management practices based on ability, objectivity, fairness.
Advocate Koleka Gala is releasing the results of a number of investigations. Let's go back live to that.